Hello, my name is Douglas Pfeiffer. I am a faculty member in and Director of Undergraduate Studies for the Stony Brook English Department, and it's now my pleasure to introduce our Convocation speaker, Amanda Goun Esq. Miss Goun matriculated here at Stony Brook starting in the early aughts. She studied with, among others, Dr. Bente Wiedebeck, with whom I know many of this year's graduating seniors have taken one of their favorite classes. In 2004, Miss Goun received her BA in English. After graduating from Stony Brook, she chose a path that I know a number of this year's graduates are also planning on taking, teaching middle school and high school English. She then embarked on a type of career I know others of our graduates are planning to explore, the legal profession. She attended law school in 2006, then worked in a prestigious Manhattan law firm, clerked for a federal judge, and served as assistant district attorney in the sex crimes unit of the Manhattan District Attorney's Office. Now, she is special prosecutor for Suffolk County's first ever Conviction Integrity Bureau, the CIB, which aims to achieve and ensure justice by investigating claims of innocence, remedying identified wrongful convictions, and providing proactive support and recommendations to the office to prevent wrongful convictions. Her work is not only innovative and ethically bracing, but also award-winning. She has received a pro bono service award for over 100 hours of volunteer legal work at St. John's University Law School and for her work in the CIB. Her office has been awarded hundreds of thousands of dollars in federal grants to continue the good work of investigating wrongful conviction claims. I'll add here something that we sea wolves particularly appreciate and have an eye for, is that Miss Goun was also named one of 2019's 40 under 40 honorees. That is, one of the 40 individuals who have made a significant impact since graduating from Stony Brook. So for her development of a Stony Brook degree into a career of distinguished leadership in the legal profession, for her tireless, fearless, and award-winning commitment to social justice, I am most delighted to welcome Amanda Goun back to our departmental family today.
Welcome to Stony Brook University's English Department Convocation. I'm Amanda Goun, and I am a proud English major graduate too. I'm honored to be speaking with you today, to be celebrating you. There is so much to celebrate. You, your new degree, some of you with your undergraduate degree, some of you with your master's, some of you are now teachers, some of you have your doctorate. To all of you, congratulations. Your work means something extraordinary. You're graduating. Your professors and your families know how hard you've worked for this. The world has been focused on the pandemic these past few months, but no one will forget all that you did before the world changed with COVID-19. The time you spent on your coursework, on your internships, the balancing acts, the all-nighters, the work-study hours, and the sacrifices. Your families sacrificed too. Today we celebrate your families, your parents, your support systems, your partners, and your siblings. The bigger brothers and sisters who told you how college would be and then proudly watched you forge your own path. And the little brothers and sisters who were left at home wondering what you were doing at Stony Brook, looking up to you, learning from you that hard work pays off, not because someone told them, because you showed them. Your college degree, they say, is a golden ticket to a magical world of what? More work with higher pay. It's a credential, an undeniable credential that says, I worked hard. I learned about Chaucer and Shakespeare, about modern English grammar and the origins of English grammar, and about myself and human dynamics. It tells people, I learned how to be a better thinker and a better communicator. I learned how to work. I learned how to accomplish. It feels so good for your family to now say, That's my daughter. She did it. You give them such pride today. That's my son. He made it. Some of you are the first in your family to accomplish this, the first in your family to step into the opportunities afforded by this degree. Others of you are carrying on a family tradition of pursuing a higher education. To all of you, you are superstars. I wish I could see you face to face and shake your hand, look you in the eye and tell you how proud I am of you, how grateful the world is right now for the good news of your graduation. But we can't do that this year in May of 2020. We have to acknowledge what we have lost in these past few months, even as we celebrate your tremendous achievements. The world has changed dramatically and quickly with this new and novel coronavirus. Many, many people are sick. Many, many lives have been lost and affected and changed forever. So many people have lost jobs, and many heroes have emerged for the work they continue to do and the risks they continue to take in the face of this disease. Your graduating class felt a unique kind of loss too. Your classes ended, dorm life ended, campus life ended, abruptly. It wasn't the way it was supposed to be. Older generations will tell you, well, nothing goes the way you think it will, that's life. But your class knows, the class of 2020 knows, in a new and novel way of your own. Nothing has ever gone quite like this. There is a disappointment in not getting the final celebrations of college, not getting to savor the rituals of things ending. The last meeting in your mentor's office, the last time studying in your favorite spot in the library, the last meetup at the park bench, or the bench as it's now called, giving your final performance in front of a live audience, hugging your friends goodbye, hugging in general, hustling through a crowd to get to class. Everything in person ended abruptly. So, at your graduation, already a time of change, already a time of transition to the real world, you're left to wonder, what is the real world today? Does anyone know? Maybe not yet. What I can tell you is, with so much that has quickly changed in our world, still, for you, much remains the same as it has ever been for a graduate. You are on the brink. You are you, but a new you. For a graduate, the world is always a new and uncertain place. And the world needs you now in new ways. As we start to unpause, there will be new job opportunities, new job sectors, new needs, along with the traditional jobs. Maybe you're planning on being a teacher or a professor. Whether classes are taught in person or online, full day or split session, in classes of 32 or of 6, we will always, always need teachers. And teaching jobs will always, always be hard to come by. But teachers will always, always make a difference to their students. For the rest of you, what will you do? Maybe you have a plan. Maybe you've been accepted to a program, or you have a job lined up. Congratulations to you. Maybe your plan fell apart because of the pandemic. Maybe your internship was canceled, or there was a hiring freeze in your field. Maybe you just don't know yet what you want to do. I didn't know when I was at Stony Brook that I would be a lawyer. As a Stony Brook undergraduate, I think I considered just about every traditional career path that one might take as an English major. I was so impassioned with the texts we read that for some time I considered pursuing my studies with a PhD. Instead, I became an English teacher. I taught high school English and middle school English, and I loved my students. Then I returned to my lifelong interest in the law. I took the LSATs, and then I went to law school. I so enjoyed law school. I realized that my Stony Brook professors prepared me well for law school. I walked in already knowing how to be a successful student. I worked hard, and I was offered a position at a big top law firm in Manhattan, where I met smart lawyers who made the time to teach me. Then I clerked for a federal judge, which was one of the best experiences of my life. My judge was intelligent and thoughtful, and he mentored me and cared about my professional future. I learned so much from him and from his patient and very smart career law clerk. Then I worked as an assistant district attorney in Manhattan. I investigated and prosecuted crimes that happened in the city. I learned from my very accomplished mentors in that office. Now I work as a special prosecutor on Long Island. I investigate claims of innocence from past convictions. We are lucky to live at an important time of renewed emphasis on social justice. I am deeply proud to be a part of this critical work. For example, I worked with a small team composed of attorneys and detectives. Together we investigated a claim of innocence in a murder conviction from 1976, where a man had served 33 years in prison for a murder that happened on Long Island in 1975. We dug into every aspect of the case. We scrutinized the evidence, we scrutinized the legal procedure. Was everything properly handled, properly disclosed? We re-interviewed witnesses 44 years later. After all of that investigation and meetings with forensic experts, we analyzed what we found and we wrote a full report recommending the man's exoneration. And last year, the district attorney asked a judge to vacate the man's conviction. It turned out that this was the longest standing case to later be exonerated in New York State's history. Since then, our Bureau has been awarded hundreds of thousands of dollars in federal grants to aid in the investigation of wrongful conviction claims. And the fact is, my analytical skills and my writing skills came from the very same place that yours come from, the English department. To those of you who are watching today who are graduating at the top of your class, there's a very special word for young, disciplined people like you: amazing. For those of you graduating who are not at the top of your class, you're like me. At Stony Brook, I had my strengths and I learned what my weaknesses were. I did not sail through my years at Stony Brook. I did not glide into my job at that big law firm in the city. At Stony Brook, I took on too much. I didn't yet know how to organize, to prioritize, to triage. So I stumbled, and my professors guided me. Through Stony Brook, they gave me the space and the grace that I needed to grow up. And I was so supported by my family, my parents, and my brother. And I was given opportunities by my professors at Stony Brook. And later, I was given opportunities because I went to Stony Brook. People realized how well prepared they were for the real world by their time at Stony Brook, so they knew that the high quality of my education would serve me well. You will have that network for you too, as you navigate this changing world. You might consider 3 different types of graduate work like I did before finding the one that fits you best. In your career, you might switch between prosecutor and defense, between educator and administrator, between copy editor and novelist, or you might start something completely different. Like you, my path led through the English department. Like me, you will find your way, even when the world feels so uncertain. People always try to share good advice at graduation. There are some classics that bear repeating. Be yourself. Learn from your mistakes, because everyone makes them, and then try again. Act with empathy for others, and work to broaden your perspective so that you can have empathy for others. Wear sunscreen, no matter who says otherwise on Saturday Night Live. If I could give you any gift at graduation, I would give you the gift of patience. Patience to figure out who you are and what career you will have and how you will make a difference in this world. Patience to discover this new world as it comes into focus. Patience to stop and have gratitude for the people who help you along your way, and there will be many. And patience for the sweet day that you can safely go to a graduation party with 20 other people who will celebrate you and your accomplishments. But until then, we have today, and we have this virtual convocation, and I get to say to you, congratulations to the class of 2020. You did it.